All right, folks, it's time for a little banjo double C tuning, which is one of my favorites. Going to do the Wagoner One Step. Earl Collins played it on the fiddle. Midwestern, Missouri born, Oklahoma later on. Anyway, it's a wonderful tune. We're going to be getting Erynn on the guitar back up for a moment, and then we'll settle in and learn it on the banjo. It's a pretty easy going tune and a lot of fun to play. So
very popular at C jams.
I'll see if I can do it here. So here we go. Sounds good. That's fun. Yeah, the big finish. We may learn that too.
My goodness, that looks fun on the banjo.
It is fun on the banjo.
I might have to learn it myself.
I'll show you how to do that. First, I'll slide in here and show the Patreon folks. So, Wagoner One Step, double C is a great key on the banjo. You can't go wrong with that. So there's sort of where my notes are. Banjo's always needing a little tweaking, so feel free to change your tuning, accordingly to get it just right. So first of all, I think what we'll talk about first is just the nice thing about this tune is that it's just two chords back and forth. But that's kind of fun for improvising, if you're backing up a fiddler or something. So let's just look at a backup fun kind of thing for a second in the key of C. Say I'm doing, so it's just going to be a measure of just the basic pattern. Played my strings out of tune. So let's just look at the C chord, just that second fret first string, and your basic bass would be the fourth string and a brush and the third. So there's your C chord, right? And then the third and fourth string with the G chord, which is going to be second string, second fret, and the low string, fourth string, second fret, and you're using the third string. So let's try that a couple times just for a backup. Time. So 4 and 3 for the C chord, and 3 and 4 for the G chord. We'll add some walks. So a fun thing just for a pattern to warm up with for a second. Let's go up to here's of course our C chord there, and our next C chord on the first three strings is going to be the 5th fret, first string, and I'm using my first finger 4th fret, second string, and my second finger 5th fret. So it makes a little, if you play guitar, it's like a D7 shape. We're going to use that third string for a bass and pick it up for the alternate bass. For a higher, you're getting like the second string tuning shape 1. The reason that's nice to do because then you can walk down to that G chord, and then we can walk low and do the low bass and do a walk, a little bluesy walk. I'm on the low string 4, 5, 6, and then do that. The G chord or just the second fret, second string, and the third string, and walk up. So let's learn that for a second before we get into the melody. So that little triangle shape on the frets from the third to the second and first string is 5, 4, and 5. I'm hitting the third string and brushing, then picking off that open third string. And then you walk down, third string 4, 2, open, get that G chord planted, 2 and 2 on the second, fourth string. You're picking 3 and 4. Then we're going to walk the bass, low string, 4, 2, open, get the low bass with that C chord, 4 and 3. And then we did the bluesy walk on the bass, 4, 5, 6. Get your G chord planted, second fret, second string, and the third string open with the brush, and you go up 2, 4, and you could stay there and get the second string if you want to stay down low to start playing the melody, or back up. So here's the whole pattern: 1, 2, the chord, back up C, chord, walk third string, G chord, 3 and 4, low bass walk, slow bass C, 4, bluesy walk to the third string, up to the C. So that'd be a fun thing to do. So just see and practice different ways you can get into 2-string chords on different pairings and all kind of stuff there. So the melody of the first part, Wagoner One Step, let's look at that. It's going to be it's on the low string, so it's the open low string, and then you have a hammer, open 2, and then 4, 5, slide. So I'm going to do that over and over slow a few times, the first little measure. That's the trickiest part of the first part. Well, I guess you get some drop thumb. It's not too bad, but each measure has a little bit of its quirks. So first measure is going to be open 4th. Not too bad, just getting that as a note. I'm wrapping it down claw hammer style. Then a hammer, open 2, planting my first finger on the second fret, my third finger on the 4th, and I pick it and slide to the 5, and then get the third string. I'll do that over and over. Wait and do it again now. We can just keep going. It's the first measure. Hammer, slide, hammer, after the open string, open, hammer, slide, and third string. And then the next measure, you're going to have a 2 to 4, could be a slide or a hammer. Remember, slides and hammers can be the same notes, but just sound a little different. So I'm doing a hammer, 2, 4 on the third string, and then second string, open in the third string with a drop thumb. So hammer, drop thumb. My first finger for the third string starting note, hammer 4, then my index moves over to the second string, gets it open, and then my thumb gets the open, and we go back to the second string, second fret with index. So that's what I call a crossover lick. Let's just try to do that a few times. The crossovers, string-wise, open, second, open, third, and then just second fret on the third. My right hand's doing index, drop thumb to the third, and then my index, third string. So crossover lick. That's the way you get 2 notes on one string with 2 different fingers. So here's that whole second measure. Hammer, crossover, and then you have the open third string. So let me just do both those measures together. And that's the first 2 measures of Wagoner One Step. You get to repeat this, both of these again, so that's nice. So we got half of the tune done right there, half the first part. So times. Here I go now, hammer, slide, and third, crossover, open third. Okay, now we get to do, this is kind of the third string slides from 3 to 4. And you have a little weight there, so it's 1, 2. Then you're going to get the first string and do a drop thumb to that. So slide 3, 4 on the third string, and the first string, index, and the thumb drops back to that third string. And you're going to slide again, do it again. And then it's going to go a delay on the first beat, and you get the 5th string, and you have a little crossover lick again. So we get to do crossover, but we're using the first and third string. So here we have the first string open, drop thumb to the 4th fret, third string. Then the index gets another note on that string. That's the crossover. And again, the open third string. So listen to that whole first 4 measures. Here's the whole the third and fourth measure first, then I'll do it all together. So slide, wait, drop, thumb, slide, wait. Let's see if I can get the timing for you. Well, I'll do it with the first part, and that'll make it make more sense. Nice and slow. So you can think of that slide, wait, drop, thumb, slide, wait, fifth string. So I'll do it one more time. I'll keep going. You're going to get to do the same first two measures again. So let me just do that again. Crossover. And then the ending phrase is going to be, we're doing it all on one string. There's other ways to do it, but it's going to be the 5th fret, one beat, and then you have a 4/5 hammer. Then you have 7 and 5, and the open second string and the C chord arrive. So let me do that a few times. 4/5 hammer, 7/5, open second string, brush, and the second string. That's the whole first part. So let's do the whole first part, nice and slow. Wagoner One Step, Earl Collins. 1, 2, here I go. Wait, 5th. First phrase again. Ending phrase. And repeat. Hammer 7/5, open second. Beautiful. I think you're going to find that's the harder part. The second part gets pretty easy, and you can do it different ways. One thing I will mention, that little ending phrase, 5, hammer 4/5, 7/5. Some people might like doing that on the second string, like the 5th fret first string, and a slide on the second string, 6 to 7, and then you can catch the 5th string after you get that. So it'll be like a first string 5th, slide 6 and 7 on the second, get the 7 on the first, and the 5th string. So that'd be a different way to. They sound a little different. The same string has a consistency, but they're almost like that second string. 5 on the first, slide 6 and 7. That's kind of nice, changing the tone a little bit. That's the thing about the banjo. You'll find about 3 ways to do the same lick, and you have to pick the one you like the sound of better. Let's go ahead and look at the second part, though. It's pretty fun. You're just going to do a little hammer on the open to 2 on the first string. And again, you're getting that little weight. So it's 1 and 2 and. Let's just do that a few times. And I guess we'll go back to that second fret. So it's like a tie note. You just think hammer, weight, and the note. The first measure is that hammer, and you wait, and you pick the first string on the second fret and the open 5th. So you get that rhythm. Then you're going to have a pull off from 2 to open on the first string, and you're going to do a drop thumb, that crossover lick on the second and third string open, drop thumb there, and you get that second fret on the third string. And the 5th string and open. So let's try that. Index on the second open, thumb drops the third. You get the second fret on the third, index gets that, and the 5th string thumb and the open third. Okay, so let's just try that. And that's almost the whole second part. So you have a hammer and you wait, and the 2 and the pull off, cross over. A little slower. Right, that's the first measure. Keep going, pull off, cross over. Here's the next measure. You're going to have 5, and it's a little bit different than the fiddle, but this works pretty good on the banjo. You have 5, and you hammer 5, 7, and go back to 5. So 5, hammer 5, and you're going to have a weight on the 5, and up to the fifth string to 9 and 7, 5, and you can add fifth strings in there. Sounds like this. Hammer 5, wait. So you hear that double 5, wait, and the fifth string lead. So then you're going to go back to that first measure, pull off, cross over, and the ending phrase we had on the first part. Let's do the whole second part, nice and slow. Hammer, pull off, cross over, 5, hammer 5, wait. Ending phrase. I'll do it again. Second part. One more time. I'll get my timing down here. One last time, we'll do the whole, both parts. That's it. Ending. So we'll do both parts and we'll wind up there. It's a great tune. I think you'll find both parts have a lot of work out on the left, on the drop thumb, that crossover lick, if you hadn't done that before. Well worth working on because it gets the 2 notes on one string a lot easier and becomes really handy in a lot of tunes and songs. So here's both parts of Wagoner One Step one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, first part. Ending lick. Repeat the first part. Second part coming up here. Repeat. And ending, I just went up that 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Big finish. A great tune. Enjoy that double C tuning. Hope you've probably played a few in that before. But this is a nice tune, and that crossover licks the star. So have fun playing the Wagoner One Step. Thanks a bunch.